Sunday evening, we're back again. Fireworks in the air. Sounds like Baghdad going on out
That
here.
sounds like your dad's bag.
But it's going off. It's going off. It's fireworks night in well, it's not really, but it's close to. So it's going right off at the moment. So if you hear a load of bang bangs, it's not me blowing stuff up.
Just normal
Or
Essex.
Jamie's mum banging on the window.
Demonetised, cheers.
But tonight me and Jamie haven't spoken for a week solid.
Which
So
is unusual.
we have done zero prep for this podcast. So we thought we're just going to get into it and see where the conversation takes us. I'm quite excited to do that. Jamie, do you want to lead off with Siobhan Arnold?
I don't know.
Well, your best.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Wait there. Just wait there. We haven't prepared, but...
So whilst Jamie messes about, I will do Navitas. Now, Navitas, they make the fuse boards that every electrician loves to install. They're easy to install. They're designed to be easy to install. They're robust. They're very reasonably priced. They've got an incredible website that you can order the stuff directly from Navitas, and you can get your discount. I'm sure if you put in Electricians Podcast, you'll get some sort of discount. If not, hit up Will on Instagram, ask him for some discount. Say Sam said, and you'll get some discount. Not only that, their stuff is really robust. It's very well made and it's designed to last, so you don't have to go back on umpteen call outs because your AFDD doesn't work properly like another brand that we all know about. On the plus side, you can even get it on tick from the Navitas website by using Klarna. If you're eligible, you will be able to get it on buy now, pay later type thing. All right, Navitas, go and check them out.
I do mine now. I got a prop. You know, I love a good prop, like your mum. Got a shoving on you. This is the PAL 106 power energy logger, ruggedized in the box, so even someone like Sam could break it if they really tried. If you're on the market for some shoving on new gear, to do some analysing or some monitoring or looking at something you can't see electrically, but you don't want to fuck it up, this is the one for you because it's in the Pelly case. I got this one because it looks better, makes me look more professional. Didn't need it. Just thought it made me look more important, which is a con air about myself. So yeah,
I've also got some special announcement coming in the next couple of weeks about Siobhan Arnold, which I can't tell you about it yet, but even Jamie don't know about it, and it's going to be massive.
If you can't tell about it, why interrupt the reader or dickhead? But anyway, if you are in the market for a power analog organizer, Siobhan Arnold, all the people to go to, give them a bell, tell them what you want to do. They'll tell you what they do. They do it. You then can buy it or rent it or try it or speak to them about it. And as usual, as normal, if you do not get the service you expect to receive when we are bigging up a company, you tell us and we'll tell them. And we've done it. We've had to do it. But it was all sorted out. So yeah, if you don't get what you want or get the service you receive, our promise to you is we'll do that with you for you personally. So it's like...
Well, I probably won't. But
it's better than a cashback.
Definitely will.
It's better than a cashback guarantee. It's like... Well, what would a company rather? Give someone the money back and forget about it, or be called a cunt on the internet and shove it on who put the balls on the chopping board?
Why are you saying that word? It got us demonetized last week. You dumb.
Who said it last week?
3 weeks in a row now.
Who said it last week?
Me.
And who said it the week before?
You.
But who said the week before that?
No one.
You did. So anyway, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, the crack is showing on you when you put the balls on the chopping board and say, if you don't get the service you receive, then we can chase them. And we will chase them. So yeah, your TESS gear, there's only one place to go really, isn't there? That's Siobhan Arnold.
Siobhan Arnold. Right, now.
I'm at home, by the way, for any audience who's opening cans of lager. I'm at home tonight, so I can drink. So I'm taking the opportunity to get pissed up on the podcast like we used to. Sam's denied it, though.
Yeah, no, I can't do that anymore, mate. Like, I don't have the stamina for that level of drinking anymore. It's not a thing I can do. Also...
Bit of a fanny, are you?
Well, also, like, things have picked up a little bit for Sam out here. So, like, I've got to be on the ball tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
A handsome chap we had on last week.
What I was going to say is, Jamie.
Hello.
Where have you been?
I've been in Weymouth.
Yeah, I know you've been in Weymouth, but why can't you answer the phone?
Because there's no phone signal. So what I did was I got a Vodafone SIM card for data.
Yeah, and you didn't even give me that number.
I know it's data only. I put it in my phone and I just left my phone off. It's just nice to have no phone calls. So I had a bit of 3 weeks off from the world, really. Just left it. Like, you can email me, you can WhatsApp me, but I just had like 3 weeks off the phone because sometimes on the phone it's a double-edged sword, the phone, isn't it? Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. You can get work out of it, but you can also just people chatting shit. So I said 3 weeks off from the world.
Well, that's no good to me. So next time, if you could not do that, that'd be great.
It is though, because we haven't planned this podcast now. We're gonna have one of our phone. This is gonna be like mine and Sam's phone chat, but we'll probably forget we're on the internet and just chat like we're on a phone. Plus, I'm
No,
four
let's
cans
not do
deep.
that.
What?
So if you imagine our podcasts are quite close to the edge, you can only imagine what our phone calls are like. I'm sure we're probably listened into by GCHQ. So, Jamie, what have you been doing?
I've been doing some solar farm. I've been opening out repower solar farm, so changing all the big inverters out and doing some
Did
crimping
it take you 5 weeks to make off five armors this time?
Uh, it did take me 5 weeks last time, dickhead. But you seem to think it was easier than it was.
Oh, mate, all I've done all week is make off armors in someone's garden, and it like
No.
takes like 20
What you've made
seconds.
off is little tiny wet strings that I wouldn't even touch with my penis. I'm talking proper armors, mate. I deal with proper cables. I'm a big boy. You're a little
Oh,
boy.
but
Yeah, I've
anyway,
been making off monstrous armors. But yeah, it's been good. It's been nice. Weymouth's nice. Been up
it's
down
funny though,
Weymouth.
isn't it? It's funny, like there are people who work away all the time, and they are built different for working away, aren't they?
Oh,
Like,
I hate it. I fucking hate it. Well, no, that's the wrong word. There was light at the end of the tunnel, you know what I mean?
yes,
It was 3 weeks long. Also, Airbnbs are the way forward. Like nothing else happening now. Just Airbnbs for reasons I can go into if you're really boring. And then I took a laptop with me, obviously, and I took my monitor with me, and I just set up an office, whatever Airbnb is, and set up like a little office and just got loads of work done. So my missus has been all right. I've been away for 3 weeks. I've been all right because it was 3 weeks. I've got loads and loads of admin and work done, which is great. And Airbnb's like you can have a brew, you can do your washing, you can lay on the sofa, you can do a bit more homely stuff. So, but I don't want to be away from home really, but I will do it in that style if you like.
but I tell you what though, like Airbnbs changed the game of working away for sure.
Yes,
When
yeah,
I
definitely.
when I was doing the medical stuff, first couple of months I was staying in a Premier Inn, and I was like, this is so
Murder,
bad.
murder. It's just a room in it. It's like a cell.
Yes, I could
It's got
sell.
got no difference from a cell. I'm in a group chat with a couple of Sparkies, yeah. I'm not name them, but it doesn't take a genius to work out who they are. And like we just talk about Sparky stuff, like just to see what's going off. It's a bit like a self-help group for Sparkies. And we're both on there, all three of us are there going, oh yeah, or two of us work, we work away saying, it's just so nice that you can do your washing. You can take
Yeah,
less clothes with
no,
you.
I don't do
You can
washing.
go home
Otherwise,
without any washing. You can use the dishwasher, you can cook some normal food. You can go home when you want. You're not like forced to watch the shit Wi-Fi or the shit TV in a hotel. So yeah. And they're
that
cheaper. They're cheaper as well.
pound for pound, they're cheaper,
Pound
definitely.
for pound. No, they
Pound
just
for
aren't cheap.
pound.
They just aren't
But
cheaper.
but the thing is it's like all the little bits that you can do yourself, like making a cup of tea, or if you want
Yeah.
to make a sandwich or something like that. Like it's not like when I was working away, there's this old boy who'd done it for like I don't know 30 years, and
Mm.
he was doing like jailhouse cooking, like
Oh, in
boiling
the
an egg in
kettle.
a kettle and I don't know
No.
pot noodles and make it. He could make it like a whole dinner from the kettle.
That he
I
must have been
don't
in
want to even
prison.
know how to do that.
He must have been in prison. The thing is, right, I call it a battle box. It's what the army call it. It's like a box with almost shit in like tea bags, milk, like odds and sods you need, almost washing stuff. So I carry that in and put it in there, and it's a bit more homely straight away. I've got my bits and bobs. Can use the washer, can have everything. But when you're in a hotel, like unless you start getting to that prison level, I don't know, poaching a pigeon in the kettle, like that's tragic.
Mate, they're talking about boiling chicken in there, and
Yeah,
you
no,
could do
that's
in the
nuts.
kettle.
Yeah,
No,
my mate was a prison officer. I'm not naming him, obviously, because he gets stabbed by some con. But he's like, yeah, prisoners will catch a pigeon on the window ledge and poach it in the kettle. If you're a prisoner, I
wow.
get it. I get it. If you're a prisoner, you want some different food. But there's no need to be doing that on travel lodge, mate, just because you're working away being a sparky. Like, you need to readdress the situation. And those people that do go away week in, week out in hotels, fair play to you, but fucking hell, what a life.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. with the Airbnb has changed the game for staying away. Definitely, it opens up a lot more like you say, just laying on the sofa watching TV and like being able to make yourself a sandwich is just a
Or
game
beans on
changer.
toast, or soup, or
Yeah.
something just that's not a fucking, that's not a mixed grill in the pub that everyone loves to eat, all like that. Because you got
Oh, yeah.
the problem with pub grub is it's designed for people to go and enjoy 1, 2 nights a week when you go out. But eating it every night because you're away is relaxing. When you're away 10 days at a time, I had a gas stove on site. I think I mentioned in the comments. I had a gas stove on site. I cook like eggs and bacon and do the tea and stuff because it's just like something to do, to break up the monotony. Not just like
Yeah.
the fact that I can eat something a bit more healthier, but just to break up the chef podcast that I sort of said. But yeah, it is because on the solar farm as well. I'm afraid one of them jobs that not a lot of people maybe go on. Some people have gone these kind of jobs. You are absolutely free to do what you want to do. You're in the middle of a field. You can take a gas stove, you can take a gas cooker and frying pan and fry some bacon, but you can't just nip to the shop because often they're in the middle of fucking nowhere, or it takes you half an hour to get off site. So yeah, it's a bit different. I enjoy it. I don't like being away though, is the main thing. But I certainly haven't got to the level where I'm poaching a pigeon in the kettle yet. So yeah.
No, see, in the end, that's what done me the most about staying away was just like I just miss my family. I miss my house. I was just like, why am I even doing this? If I can't work near my house, how can I?
Mm.
What am I doing? Get a different job. Do something different.
The one thing that sells that one to me that I go on is the guy who's running it. He's my old apprentice, so I know him. I also know his family. I've known him for years through other organisations.
But it's not like you're doing it like 200 days a year.
Yeah, but but I'm working with my friends. I'm working with people I've known
Yeah.
for a long time, so it's much more enjoyable. It's like the whole package is suitable for me. But
But could you do it? Could you do it if you knew that was all you're doing?
no, I mean, I used to work away for a company called Good Mountain Earthstars. I'm not naming this person's name, but anyone who worked for Good Mountain Earthstars knows there's one person on that firm who didn't want to share a room with because he used to piss in the sink and he was a bit weird. I'll say no more, but people will text me after this and like, what you don't want to do
I'm
is wake
punching
up.
someone up if they do that.
You don't want to wake up some bloke 20 years older and you're pissing in the sink at 3 o'clock in the morning like, great, great. You know what I mean? And that's what. And back in the 2000s, mate. Um, I don't. People forget how the 2000s was ago. Yeah, back in the 2000s, hotels or you got digs because the land working with the other day said, why do you call it digs? It's like, oh, it's called digs because
Yeah.
you weren't in a hotel working away down Farnborough like I was. I was living above a rock pub in an old inn, like old fucking rooms with a shared shower and shit like that. That's what tradesmen stopped in then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And they were fucking gopping. You know what I mean? They were minging. Looked like your shed
My
that
shit's
you'd living in.
absolutely tidy, mate. Trust me. I
Hot
don't
and
play like
cold,
that.
hot and cold ensuite basin and that. But yeah, it was minging. But when you was younger, you just got away with it because you go to the pub every night. But I don't want to go to the pub every night now when I'm working away.
No, no one wants to go to, like at our age, no one wants to go to the pub every night, and that person that does is a menace.
But yeah, with the Airbnb, with the fact it was a set amount of time, it was all right. I don't mind it. But I wouldn't want to do it week in, week out, definitely. I want to get some
No,
more local
like
work.
I wouldn't mind doing it like if like I do work with Libby and stuff like that. If he had a couple of even if he had a couple of weeks work up where he lives or something, I'd go and work with him, no problem. I'd stay in a hotel up there or an Airbnb because I know it's only a little stint at a time.
Mm. Yeah, I can do.
Or even Mark. If Mark said, "I've got some work, can you come up and help?" I would do it. But if I knew for 250 days a year
No.
I'm staying away, I couldn't do it. But some people are built different. They can do that all the time.
The water spots for the chat. I stayed in some digs once. I opened the curtains and it was the train station platform.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, there's some shitholes. I mean, it's a lot better than it used to be. Like I say, with the Airbnb, it's bearable. I work with people I've been friends with for a very, very long time. But would I do it? I reckon I could handle it a week on, a week off if I had to.
No, I couldn't.
No, because the money's good. But if I had to, I could. Well, I'd be working 6 months of the year, wouldn't I? Less. And
No,
have a
I
quite
couldn't.
good
I couldn't even
lifestyle.
do that. I couldn't do 1 week on, 1 week off. I'd be dreading it the whole week. Like I'm that guy who starts dreading Monday on
Oh,
Saturday
sorry, no,
afternoon.
I don't say. I mean, if I went away for 3 weeks, I could then do 3 weeks at home. Or, I mean, I could if it was half and
Yeah,
half, probably done. But yeah, it's just a bit different. What have you been doing? You said you've been busy. You said you've been busy.
mate. So like last couple of months has been like I've been really moaning. It's been dead, and I've been worried and stuff like that. It went from like almost nothing, just ticking over to absolutely batshit crazy. Like, I'm not joking. Every day this week
Mm.
has been flat out, like untold work. The week before, it started heating up on like a Wednesday. By
Yeah.
by Friday, I was flat out for this week. I've worked every day this week, like 12 hours. Today, I finished up early at like 1 o'clock. That's an early finish for me on a Sunday. And then next week, I'm flat out. I'm already booking up the week after, flat out. Like
Mm.
my days are rammed solid. And I don't know what's happened. But interestingly, I'm starting to get a hell of a lot of repeat customers. So
Right.
I would say 40% of my work is repeat customers.
It's the run to Christmas. This, I believe. I think I said this on the podcast previously. I was waiting for it all to start going mad in August, September. It didn't. In October, started kicking off for me. And at the minute, I think it's going to be like you. It's going to go mad because I had a customer last night that ran me who's a customer that works for a major supermarket brand. Like, had a problem. They're like, "Can you just get down here and fix it?" Like, I can't come back. I've not got back from Weymouth yet. But obviously, people now with the Christmas makes people go, "I need it doing now. I want it done now." People don't want to wait because the Christmas does the Christmas have an effect on people?
I,
Where they're like, "I don't
I
want to
got to be
wait."
honest with you. It's come at a really good time because we was at a point where I was like, I don't think this is sustainable anymore. We're slowly falling backwards into desperation, slowly, and like I'm getting swallowed by debt. I'm like, I didn't know what I was going to do. Just this week alone, I've managed to pull myself out of it.
Mm.
Like next week, I'll be able to finish off paying everyone back and be able to start put like I've made so much money this week. I can't believe it. Like, and next week is but the problem is in this game, everyone needs it now. Like it's not you're not there's no oh I'll book you in for 2 weeks time.
You know,
No,
if you buy a chandelier in July, and old say Mrs. Miggins buys a chandelier in July, she'll put it on the dining room table and leave it. Now, if she buys a chandelier in November or September, she wants it above the table for Christmas and she'll go mad about it. I
mate,
reckon
I've
that's the
got a chandelier
psychological
booked
thing.
in for next Tuesday.
Is it Mrs. Miggins? Because if she does, she's going to go
No,
mad.
it's not. No,
Well,
it's
I've
not.
named her on the podcast.
But honestly, so it's got so mad that I had a new customer. They phoned me up and they said, "We've just bought an EV. We need the EV charger installed on over the weekend." I was like, "It's not possible. I can't get to you this weekend and do an EV charger. I just can't."
Just because you're a prick.
Well, yeah, I just couldn't. I want the money. I want the money.
Even if it's off a prick, fuck it.
But and they're like, "Oh, we'll have to go somewhere else." I said, "I can do you Monday." And I can't do a Monday. Like literally, instead of turning them, I know I'm interested to see what people's opinion is on this. So what I've done is I've I'm starting to rewire on Monday, and I'm doing this EV charger on Monday. But what I've done is I've got someone from the ESK to help me do the EV charger. So I'm gonna go with them, get all the bits, do the EV charger. They're going to do the EV charger whilst I start the rewire. And I'm going to pay them a day rate, get the EV charger installed, and then instead of making all the money on it, I'll make some of the money and not lose a customer.
A little bit of something's better than a load of fuck all.
Well, this is what I thought. And then if he does a good job, which I'm sure he will, and then it's just like building another customer, isn't it? So I've managed to fit them in, get them fitted. They'll be all happy come Monday afternoon. And I've managed to start my rewire, getting an install done, and everyone's happy. And then
I've been looking at not taking someone on, so I'm not going to because it's not worth my while. But the other day, we had a conversation with a guy, and I was like, he's like, "Oh, such and such." I was like, "Oh, I didn't think of him." He's a guy I've rang him. I'm not naming him, but he's a mechanical guy. I was like, "Oh, well, a lot of the work I'm getting rung for is mechanical. I ought to get him and send him on jobs for me." So I am moving more towards like I can't be everywhere. Maybe there's jobs I can send certain people on. You've done the ESK, other contacts now. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a bit more inclined about it. Well, if I can't go, I should send someone, shouldn't I? Be
Well, yeah,
brave.
like there lies the problems because you don't like they're not going to do what you do, and I think I'm quite good. I think I've been delivering a good job up until
Yeah.
now, and that's why I'm getting so many repeat customers. So I have to put my faith in someone else, and are they going to deliver the same level of job as I am delivering? I don't know. So I've not only have I got to manage that job and do my own job, it does add a burden of stress to it, and it is a gamble.
Yeah, some of the jobs I go to, they want me to turn up. But some of the jobs I deal with is from some of the jobs I deal with, they want me to turn up. That's what they're expecting. Some of the jobs my company deal with, now, because of some more contracts I got, they're expecting someone to turn up. And I need to start remembering that they just want someone to turn up, and it doesn't have to be me. So, but getting good labour is hard to forget. It's hard to find good labour that can do stuff.
So not only that, I'm so packed out this week that I've also got another job starting on Wednesday, which is we're gonna test. So we're doing a what was a nail salon, a two-story nail salon being turned into a creche slash cafe.
Also, drug front becoming an actual real business.
Yeah. And there's two lovely girls. They're setting it up. They're only young. So I've got to help them by first of all there's like 4 or 5 fuse boards in there. They all need changing, especially if you're doing a crash. They all need to be RCV,
Yeah.
whatever,
Fair one.
right? So I've got to get in there and I've got to test the whole property first before I can come up with a plan where I can help them save money and deliver a good project for them. So as they get what they want at the cheapest price possible, because it's my first high street job. So my local village high street,
High
this is the
Street.
first. Well, you know what I mean. This
No, High Street. Do you know what High Street means? What's High Street off? We've already nicked something of the years.
Go on.
High Street's off phone shop where we nicked the ESK from.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Your High Street. Yeah, don't go there, bro. She's proper High Street. Okay.
But no, this is my first high street job in the village I live in. So it's quite an important one to be like well thought of for helping them out, delivering a good job, delivering a good product, and being someone they can turn to for support during their project.
Mm.
So, and then that will dribble down the chain and get into the other shops down the high street, and perhaps they'll use me. So there's so many factors, and honestly, I thought it's just going to be going around putting up some lights here and doing a little bit of this and a car charger there. But when it comes to like trying to build a business that has repeat customers and has some standing and build something that's got some worth, it's incredibly difficult to
Mm.
manage all the different factors. Like, so I've got the same guy coming in on Wednesday to help me do the testing and the planning. So we're going to spend a day testing, and then on one other day that week, I've got him going to do another test for me on a project I just finished. So it's just like I've now got someone else helping me. And but 2 weeks ago, I didn't have nothing, not even enough for me.
It's just.
How wild is that?
I've got to say, I do. Someone's put in the chat. I've been glancing at the chat, and it's that transition, mate. Summer, no one gives a shit. Autumn, is that what's next? Yeah, autumn. No one gives even less of a shit. And then suddenly now people are like, it's Christmas coming, and people start getting to that. Christmas makes people want to be prepared, I think, and they start going, oh, I want to be prepared now. Little bit different for me, but I think in the domestic sector, people think it's summer, I do nothing. It's autumn, it'll be Christmas soon. Then suddenly before it's Christmas, people start running around. I personally, I'm a busy. I've been busy for the last 3 weeks, which has sorted me right out to the end of the year, I think, financially. But I'm suspecting that I might get a load of offers, especially because I'm in with someone that works for a. I've got in technically with someone that works for a supermarket, and I suspect that they'll be, if they have a problem before Christmas, they'll be shouting. So I don't know where I'm at the minute. It's a bit of a weird one.
No, I'm. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever been happier though. Where I'm. This is what I set out to accomplish. Like, I know it's still early days. I've only had like really effectively 10 days of good work, right?
Mm.
But I'm managing it, and like, I've just finished this garden lighting. Yeah, I'm going to take some pictures and stuff, And what I built there, so I built wooden frames and I had continually cables running from one frame to another with like hanging lights all along it. I've got different colored garden lights in there and it looks spectacular. I can't believe I done that.
It
Like
looks
if you
spectacular for Ken, I reckon. It's probably dead
it looks
challenging
like
everyone
Kew
else.
Gardens, bruv.
Yeah, of course it does, mate.
It does. I was
Kew
walking
Gardens
around
in
it
Ken.
like you could pay to come and see this. It's incredible. And I delivered that. So it's like I'm delivering these great projects and I'm getting paid good money to do it. Like I know this sounds so ridiculous to many people, many electricians out there who are running a high-end business and got loads of customers. But what I'm saying is this is everything. This is everything I've worked towards and it's come and I'm like, I can't believe it.
How
And
about this week? I had a good job, but it was all right. You know what I mean? Good paid job because I missed the hustle and bustle. And like,
because you haven't really been doing much.
well, the thing is, I work for a company I work for, contract 40 hours a week. Could probably get my work done in 4 days and the hours. It was fucking boring. Boring. Now, sometimes I ain't got any work for a week, but that's exciting. But it doesn't. It's not exciting when you got to work for 4 weeks and you ain't got no money. But I like the hustle and bustle. So, like, to go and get a couple of weeks, good weeks work this week and be happy. I'm happy doing it. Don't want to work for someone, but you can't moan then when it's dead for 3 weeks, can you? If you want to go on your own, don't
No,
go on your own and moan it's dead because it's summer. Because I got a clue for you, and I'd say so. I'm a self-employed blog. If you go self-employed, don't worry about August, mate. You'll have loads of time because you won't be doing fuck all. But if you're self-employed and you plan to go away and hold it this last week of August, and you ain't saving any money up, you can have a fucking bad time, mate. So the first 3 years you are self-employed, learn about all this kind of like, when's it busy, when isn't it busy, when do people want stuff doing, you're going to be fucking miserable. So if you're out there new, going, I'm set up on my own in January, just remember, you ain't got fucking nothing coming in August. So don't book anything. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Don't
have a
book a
holiday.
holiday. Don't book a holiday and not save up for it. Don't book a holiday skiing in November though. You'll lose out on a load of work, won't you? So it's just one of them that people don't
Yeah,
realise.
I do think there is peaks and troughs in this game. Remember, I'm only a year in. I'm really all their neighbours will want you around now, mate. Honestly. So then I done another garden job this week as well, and it was 2 days work, but I double booked someone the next day, so I had to do it in one day.
Mm.
So I started at 7 and finished at 8, and I just smashed it out. But I was so happy doing it. I just, I don't know. It's just a really good position to be in. Ask me again in a year, and I'll probably have a heart attack or something and hate it all.
Mm.
But it's
It,
just been
the,
brilliant.
the flip of it is I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot. Tell us 24. Just stop drinking. What was I going to say then? Oh, so profound, but it's gone.
It's
I was going
gone.
to, I was going to say, people are predictable. I think so. I'd imagine if you got all the house bash in the room for a chit chat, they'd probably say, "Oh, August's always quiet and it gets busier towards December, and January's dead." Whereas the commercial and industrial spots might say differently because, but things are predictable. But then obviously thrown into the mix a load of unpredictability, like the budget. What do you think of the budget?
Do you know what? I didn't even bother looking at it, but I have seen there's some quite good responses to it. I think Nappet have done a response to the budget because I think there's some positives to be taken from it. But really and truly, I don't really want to get into it on here because we don't talk about politics or religion.
Uh, I'm not asking you to speak about Tory Jesus. Well, what? But national insurance interested. I reckon it will affect jobs. We could talk about
Oh,
the
what?
effects. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk
So
about. I don't want to talk about like Rachel Reeves or whatever like that. I want to talk about the effects on us. Like national
so
insurance, I think that's a problem. £40 billion of extra tax on media business. I think that's going to be a problem for apprentices, to be honest.
I just think one, I think it's just going to mean that it makes employing people PAYE incredibly difficult.
More than it already is with pensions and all that bollocks, which is why I
Yeah.
stopped doing it.
Well, and that's the thing. And really, if you have a business and you want to grow your business based on like a great team and having a great
Mm.
team around you, you want to give them every benefit you possibly can. But this makes it incredibly difficult to offer that because of the like how fickle business is. So if you've got someone on the cards and then you've got to pay this extra percentage of national insurance employers contribution or whatever, all these bits and pieces they've brought in, it just means like when you get the rough times, you're way more likely to have to let people go.
I've got a great team, but they're all subbies because when they brought I was employed 2 people at one point. When they brought the pensions in, I was like, oh fuck this. What else are they going to make me do? Like I can't wipe my bum for everyone that works for me.
No,
I'm self in my core. I'm self-employed, and I think some people should act like self-employed as well. So I employ only subbies. One of the reasons I do YouTube is because I feel a bit guilty that I've not passed on what I've learned. So no one can ever say I ain't passed it on or try my bestest. But unfortunately, the skills I've got might die with me because I ain't taking no one on the books because it's just so fucking hard. So you take someone on, you're doing someone a favour, you're trading the future engineers tomorrow, and then you get told, oh, you've got to give them a pension. Oh, you've got to pay more or less insurance. Yeah, fuck off, mate. I'm not.
I think it makes it so difficult for a small business. I don't. I think over the years,
Medium, I'd say.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, small and medium. Like,
Well,
what's
yeah, I suppose,
medium?
yeah.
What's medium?
I
100,
suppose,
100 employees,
I
or is that
suppose
large?
if you got one apprentice, oh, we'd have to do a separate show about it. We'd be on forever, wouldn't we? We'd talk about it forever.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you've got a small, like, if you've got, say, you've got 5 people, right, that work for you, PAYE.
Yeah,
That's a massive bill that you've got now that you didn't have before.
yeah,
In a
huge.
tough market, we're basically in a recession that no one says is a recession, and you're trying to grow your business, do your best. Now you're at even if you stayed the same this year, you're going to earn less.
I'll tell you what, if you're out there and you've got one apprentice who's, say, year 2, 3, let us know. Come on, tell us how it's going to affect you. If you've got like a 1 to 5 business, come on. If anyone out there wants to come on and you've got a good cross section of business like small, medium, large, let us know. We'll get you on to talk about it because we
There
could
are
do
some
that together,
tax
couldn't we?
breaks, isn't there? There's some tax breaks as well in there for like you don't have to start paying until there's a few bits and pieces in there. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's very well received by like the entrepreneurial community.
I think generally, if you put £40 billion of tax on something, everyone's getting bummed.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah,
Like, gotta be careful what I say because we're not political, but you know what I mean. If you look after all the poor people on benefits, you'll probably get their vote next time, won't you? You know what I mean? Like,
but I
which
don't
road
even
do you
think it's
want?
that. I just I think it's a bit incompetent. I don't think what you have is people who don't run small businesses or taxing people who do. So it's very. I think it's just. I
The
think
problem
it's
is,
very difficult.
I'm quite politically neutral. I think the Tories are a bunch of dickheads as well. Like they let everyone run wild, take too
I don't think
much.
there's a good option at the moment.
No,
Is
I
what I
don't think
think.
there is. I don't think there is a good option. I think you're right. I think, but the problem is, and as I keep saying, and I'm going to keep saying this, yeah, we sold our infrastructure off to private companies who were meant to look after it, and they took and took and took and took and not maintain it. And dark days around the corner for the water network, the gas network, and the electricity network, the things that make us live. And I know I keep banging on about infrastructure, but one day it's going to bite us. I'll be right about that. Like I was right about, actually, here's a good one. Let me read this out to you. I just have to undo my phone, so fill it a second.
Yeah,
I was just on Instagram, so I've done it now. You don't have to feel that much. I was just on. I was on LinkedIn. There's a guy here. I'm not name him. I'm just going to read what it says. He might want to say it himself. I've just got an email from Checker Trade informing me my membership has been renewed after 12 months. It is, and it's going up from £97 to £345 per month,
no,
£4,140 a year. But because
no,
he didn't cancel it, it's auto renewed and he's locked in. They are a
no,
bunch of fucking robbing bastards,
no.
allegedly.
He'll be able to cancel that. The locked in thing is only applicable after like 30 days. You
There's
will
no
have an option.
there's no cooling off period for commercial contracts. But I don't know. But I'll keep an eye on it. I might message him actually see what's come on because there's people in this and they didn't get away with it. That thing, I believe, initially it weren't too bad. They said, but I think it's been sold now to some money extracting firm who no doubt will try and sue us allegedly.
See, a lot of people said that you should get on them sort of things like My Builder, Checker Trade, and stuff like that. I've never had a good experience with them. We do our own advertising using Facebook and stuff like that, and so far I've been all right. Perhaps I could grow more if I use them entities, but again, you hear these horror stories, like they're so quick to extract money out of you. I'm I'm pretty sure my builder do a lot of fake things, or
Allegedly.
allegedly, of course, but there's a lot of things on there that I don't believe is right.
I've
And
always thought they're fucking useless. Like, word of mouth's the best thing. I've said that for a long time.
the problem with word of mouth is it don't happen overnight.
No, but the business doesn't happen overnight, does it? Like, all these companies that happen overnight tend to flop overnight as well. They've got loads of money behind them and stuff like that. There is a thing about the internet, like I said on here many times. Could I do what I've done again? Probably not if I set up now because I didn't know about the internet and all that kind of stuff. But all these advertising forums, I mean, like fucking advertising, you can see it a mile off, can't you? When someone's having something thrown down your throat.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I, the whole idea of my goal was to just build a little business that was like that
Lifestyle business.
no, it was just a good quality business. Like people phone me, I fix their problem, they're happy. That's it. That like that. I don't really think anywhere beyond that. I just want my brand to be synonymous with a useful solution to their problem.
I don't mind. I don't mind if people just think I'm a dick, as long as it gets sorted
Well,
out. You
should
know
we
what I mean?
get to that?
Oh, before we get to that, I was going to say something then, just to wrap that up.
Probably weren't interesting, to be
If anyone's
fair.
got if anyone's on checker trade, let us know. David Savory's saying, allegedly, David Savory, they're waiting for you to get a load of good numbers and ramp it up, blah, 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 blah. Just a quick one. Happy birthday, Sean Dempsey for Monday. He's 61 on Monday. The most loyalist of fans of the show is 61 on Monday. So happy birthday to Sean. He's in the
Happy
chat.
birthday, mate.
Feel free to pop in there and say happy birthday to him. Maybe get him a card or something. I don't know. Have a whip round. Something like that. But yeah, we can move on if you want. I'm 3 cans deep. Just built lager down the top.
How are you 3 cans deep? You ain't been on here long enough to be 3 cans
Well, what I
deep.
did was I drank one. I've got them in the bin. Look here. There you go. Here's one. This stuff on the floor down there. Oh,
Right,
do you
so
remember we just before we move on, do you remember we used to do this all the time? This was the podcast. If you're
what?
one of the 1,200 new people who watch this podcast, if you're really bored, you go back to the early ones on YouTube.
It
There's
was
me and
bad.
Mark, there's me and my garage like this. There's Sam in his shed like he is now, and we just got pissed and slagged everyone off. It was
You got
mental.
so hammered at one
How I once crawled out this door. I couldn't even walk. I don't
mate.
know how I didn't get
There was
sued.
times where I was slurring so bad at the end of the podcast, I was absolutely hammered out of my face. I crawled out the shed once, and then I sicked and I saw myself, and my wife come out with the hose and squirted me down. And was like, "I am not talking
I
to you."
know what show that'll be. I know what show that'll be.
Do you know what that was? That was when I was brewing my own whiskey, and I
Yes,
had the 70%
moonshine.
moonshine, honey bourbon, and I was absolutely smashing it down during the podcast. I'd done almost a whole bottle of 70% moonshine.
The problem is I need this space. So if I'll just show the camera. The set was there, look, where my shelves are now, with my tools on. So I used to put the stuff on here, and every week I'd take it away and put it all up again the next week. Then when Chevron come along, I said, well, I could do with I'm thinking about knocking at the head, but I could do with an office that they paid. So Chevron made it better. And that's mainly because one, the product's great, and two is because I don't sit here drinking cans for something to do, and we don't get sued every week. We'd have been sued out of existence by now if that was the case. But yeah, that's how it used to be. If you want to go back and listen to them, they're all there still. Well, apart from the Unite one. But
So what?
their sale ends on Sunday. I'm not sure which fucking Sunday, but I've had it rammed down my throat all weekend. But never mind.
So what is the coup with you? Right. So we've titled this "Jamie got
Oh,
sacked again."
I got sacked.
So
Well,
tell the story.
I didn't get sacked because I don't get sacked because I own my own company, so I don't get sacked unless I sack myself or the missus sacks me.
That's not true, though, is it?
Well, what's the correct term then? If I'm working for someone as a contractor, I'm a legitimate.
Pumped.
Yeah, I got pumped basically. I'm a legitimate contractor. I work for other people as a subcontractor. Well, one of those people I work for, it's a bit dubious. I'm very dubious about it. So I was working for. I'm not name him outright, but I was working
I
at
think
a
you should.
foot. Well, no, you gotta respect the person I'm working for, but I've got it all in writing. I was working for a football club as the sound front of our sound technician on match days, and I got pumped, and I got the nod, I got the fuck off nod. Like I was like, all right, fair enough. And that's fine. The main part of the story is, if someone says to anyone, don't want you working here anymore, what's the problem? There isn't one, is there?
No.
Because I am a subcontractor, you can hire and fire me, no problem. So if they just said, don't want him here anymore, not they, I don't believe it's someone said, don't want him here anymore, fine. Don't need him anymore. Get someone else. Don't like him. Don't want him here. They're all fine. What I always take great upset with is when someone says, I don't like him, he's a cunt. I mean, like that, or start slandering you or something like that.
Yeah, but you are.
Well, yeah, I am, but I like to think a bit more professional than that. So I don't like it when people start slagging off other people for the reasons whatever. I like to
So
get
what
to the bottom of it
happened?
then.
Tell the story of what happened.
I
You're muttering about nothing.
I get a phone call and the guy goes, oh, you can't work there anymore. I'm like, all right, oh, no problems, why not? And he's like, because you called from a spastic on the internet. And I'm like, there's a bit of a pause and I went, what, just once? He's like, yeah. I went, well, they didn't look very hard, are they? Should have looked a bit harder. So anyway, I was like, yeah, no problem, mate. It is what it is, because obviously I do this kind of thing on the internet. I don't care about words. I'm not a words person. Like,
No.
if you're gonna sack if you sack every builder, there's a booklet, I refer to it quite a bit in this podcast. There's a booklet by Ofcom called, it's the Ofcom Swear Words Manual. And I will admit, the spastic and the retard word go into the A category. They're A category swear words in the UK. I don't personally find that offensive. I say them to people, people say them to me. It's not a
Well,
problem.
you said them both on this, so we're demonetized again, you
I'm
idiot.
the C word. What was talking about? I'm the C word. Like, plenty of people throw a C word around like they're giving out sweets. So I'm not. I don't work in a group where I'm offended by swear words, but I appreciate some people are. Some people are fucking fannies. And in one video they found, and it's only one for some reason. I thought they could have done better than that. I say it, but I'm not in the video. It's just a voiceover. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. You can get rid of me for that. But they made a big thing out of it. Like, told the person who's working for and all stuff. And I was like, just say you don't want me to work there, mate. You don't have to give any reasons. But when people do start giving reasons, like, why? I always just think with that is like, just say, I don't want you to work for me anymore. Why do you start telling tales like, I know I'm on the internet being a dickhead. I don't need people to tell me or remind me. People I work for know I'm on the internet being a dickhead. If you don't like people, if you don't like employing people that are on the internet being a dickhead, don't employ people on the internet being a dickhead. Also, like words. You got offended. So fucking what? I don't get it. I don't know.
I think it's a bit of a stretch, right? I think there's more than meets the eye here. The geezer obviously didn't like you and went and look for it.
I think that's the case, because to find me 45 seconds in me saying the S word, well, I'll just say it's spastic. Like, they went looking for, I think the guy went looking for trouble basically, because he probably didn't like me. Just say, I think you're a cunt. I can take that. You know what I mean? I'm not a thing, but
Yeah, but I think it's deeper than that. Like,
deeper.
you probably wound him up by being the silly prick that you are.
I don't think I do that work though. I think the problem
I think
is,
you probably do, Jamie. I think it's who you is.
unfortunately, Jamie Blayton is a character. You know what I mean? He's larger than life. It's not like our work at work. I do with my friends at work, but to customers and proper clientele, like, you get a little bit more serious. As I'm sure some people watching this will know, because I've done work with them. But if you want to bring it on and be a spastic, I can do. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, don't employ me if you don't like foul language, because you're in the wrong game. I think it says that on my YouTube actually.
So, what was the result of this then? Like, how did it all come about? How did you find out about it? What's going on?
When I get the chop from anywhere, my last employer, my last proper employer, I didn't GDPR them. GDPR, if anyone don't know, is a very powerful thing. The subject access request. If anyone's holding any data on you, they have to give it you. So if you have a bit of a hoo-ha with a previous employer, it's always best to SAR request and see what they've got. For example, you put a SAR request in for the data a company's holding on you, and they say, he got caught nicking biscuits out of the biscuit tin. Yeah, and you take that and that's it. And then whatever they give you is the data they've got. That, therefore, is all they can ever reveal. So if then in 10 years' time they give a reference and say, oh, we got caught nicking money out of the tin, you can be like, hang on a minute, you haven't got any records like that. The only records you've got, I got caught nicking biscuits. So generally, if I leave an employer on bad terms or I want to know something about my dismissal, for my records, because I might want that for my records for reasons, I'll always just request them because I don't get all the data. So the employer before that, I saw them, got all the data I've got. I'm like, don't give me a bad reference, I'll look you down. So in this case, it was a bit vague what I've been sacked for, but they said, oh, it's because of something on the internet. I'm like, well, what was it on the internet? Just tell me. I want to know. Like, tell me why on the internet it was so offensive to you. And they wouldn't. So I was like, well, I just saw it because you got to tell me then, ain't you? So they sent me I did that. They got a consultant in. The consultant did a really bad job. And I've just sent a complaint about it today, actually. But I like to know what's gone down about myself. You're entitled to your personal data, so why shouldn't you see it? I'm not keeping no secrets.
I've had a couple of jobs. I've had a couple of jobs, certainly, where they known about my internet presence. It's made them nervous and they've got rid of me.
Well, that's up to them, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword into the internet.
It is. I mean, like,
someone recognised me on site. Someone recognised me on site the other week. I don't say where it was, but someone goes, are you who I think you are? And I went, it depends who you think I am. And he went, are you that guy on the podcast? I went, yeah, I am, yeah. And then I always think that's probably a good thing because now I better be decent because otherwise this guy's going to go on the internet and say he's a fucking
So it's funny. Like I do use my status on the podcast when I talk to customers, and like if they ask a bit about me, I say, yeah, I host the podcast for Electricians. That gives me a bit of credibility because if I am really shit, I'd be found out by now.
Come on here, come in the comments. It's open. My Instagram's open. I always say to people, if you think I'm shit, doing a bad job for you, comments are there open. Nothing gets deleted.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's a double-edged sword. People go, I don't like he's been out there, but obviously it's the thing. But yeah, I see it's a challenge. Like, oh, better be decent, aren't I? For most of the time, but people don't like it. I don't know. I only use the podcast for good.
Are you gutted that you got sacked from that job?
No, I'm a fuck. I get my weekends back now. I was actually trying to get out of it anyway. The thing with me
is that sour grapes talking there?
No, honestly, and someone might watch who knows, and I think they'd know anyway. It was taking up a lot of the weekends.
Yes, it was.
The thing was, the company I was working for, the person that I know that I was working for, when I needed some extra work, when I was working PAYE, they gave me that work. They said, "Oh, you can do this," and it paid for my van while I was working for a company. So, and my missus said, "Oh, like you're getting too busy." I'm like, "Yeah, but when I wanted the work, that person gave it to me. So when I've got more work, I aren't the kind of person who's going to say, no, fuck your work now. I'm busy enough, thanks. You can have that back." I committed to doing it for a person, and I continued to do it because they gave me it. As it was, it cost me a lot of days away. It cost me a lot of weekends away in the caravan this year. And there was talk that there's 3 people that could do it. And there was talk that they'd only want 1 there instead of 2. So I was looking forward to that because we could wind down a bit. But, you know, anyone that thinks I'm lying, I'm gutted that it's gone. He's just look at my employment record. I've never stopped anywhere for 2 years anyway. So that tells you what you need to know, doesn't it? I stopped for about 2 years and then I get bored anyway. But what I don't mind is I don't mind being got rid of. I don't mind being sacked. But you better fucking tell me why and put it in writing. Simple as that. That's all I want. But I just think it's always fickle. Like, I'll tell someone to Facebook to go, "You're wank. Get off my site. You're shit." That's why I'm sacking, because you're shit. But if you ain't got your balls to do that, if you start going telling tales behind people's backs, or lying, or fibbing, or going on the internet and finding calling someone a spastic, like, fucking hell, mate, go
on. The thing is, like, I don't understand how you. So you couldn't get sacked for that if you was PAYE, right? That's a fact. You couldn't get sacked for that.
I don't know, actually. The problem is, I do appreciate that they're a football club and that you can bring them into disrepute.
No, not really. No.
But I'm just some random person that never gets seen, who doesn't have any front. That I do put things on. I put some on my. I put a few pictures of me being there, but never like said, "Oh, I work there," or anything like that. But also, they had to go back to August to find something, and I'm like, mate, why would you have to go back to August to find something? Maybe I'm not that offensive. Maybe I do swear a lot, but I'm not as offensive as I think I am.
Yeah, only reason you didn't get sacked sooner is because they didn't look for this podcast.
No, people know I was on it. People there knew I was doing it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're not going to watch an hour's episode of a podcast to find something on you.
Ironically,
but if they watched one episode, you'd have been sacked immediately.
Ironically, they found it on TikTok, which I just have as a placeholder. I only have TikTok just so I'm on it. I'm there on there to get people to my other platforms. But yeah, and then ironically, the videos in I weren't even in. But yeah, it's just one of the things. I put. if you go around worrying about getting sacked, I mean, I've been sacked from every fucking job I've ever had except for 2. It's like when people sack me, I'm like, welcome, old friend. How you doing? It doesn't bother me, but we'll crack on. We'll carry on.
Is what it is. Like, if you're not that bothered, it doesn't really matter. It's annoying because it means that someone's got a bit of power over you that shouldn't have.
That's why I work for myself.
Well, this is why I work for
I cut
myself.
my own detail then, because there's always some little ratty cunt at work wants to get one over. And like, I've had it everywhere at work. You had someone going, "Oh, if you don't do it, we'll tell you off." I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna fucking do it. Like, I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, I mean,
what are you gonna do? No one at work's gonna stick things up my bum. You know what I mean? They haven't got anything. All they've got on all work can say to his words. Well, if you don't do it, well, fuck off. I'm not gonna do it anyway. You can't stick a rod up my bum, can you? Or do some like medieval torture. I don't give a shit.
a couple of years ago, I was on this job and I started moaning about the job I was on. And then someone from the company watched the episode, then complained to the agency. I'd left the job. I started moaning about it. They complained to the agency. The lady at the agency phoned me up and said, can you take down that episode because they're going to cancel the contract with me? And I was like, no. And she's like, I'll pay you £500 to take it down. I was like, yes. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is, right, if you're the kind of fanny that won't stand by what you say, then you deserve what you get, right?
Yeah.
But if someone comes up to me at Alexa and goes, "You slagged off fucking, aren't they? Brown junction boxes, the brown ones." That sounds a bit racist, doesn't it?
Hate them.
I mean the brown junction boxes, yeah. I make them. I go, yeah, make this shit. And you know what I mean? I don't back down off something I said.
No.
Like Unilight example, for example. But I just like, I'm not trying to be outlandish. I'm just an electrician. I'm just an electrician who's on the internet a little bit.
Listen,
I'm not trying to upset people. And there's loads of words as well. There's loads of words that I use that are considered slurs, but I've never used them as a slur. Does anyone else feel like that?
so here's a few other things.
Why are you categorising my words as being offensive when I'm just using them like because they're just words that are funny? Like South Park. No one ever moans about South Park, do they? Like, why is South Park exempt? Great for South Park to be exempt. But why do I get the brunt of it?
But what I think happened was about 3 or 4 years ago, anyone who was doing YouTube in the electrical industry were proper, clean, straight, and no one wanted to step out the lines because none of the companies, everyone wanted sponsorships, everyone wanted to be thought of as the good platform. So no one wanted to step on anyone's toes by saying anything a little bit not politically correct.
Yeah.
And then what happened was about, I don't know, when you joined, I was just like, I don't care about sponsors, I don't care about nothing. We're just going to be true to who we are, and we're just going to chat how we chat. And when we've done that, it set a new standard for our channel. And we just say what we talk how we talk, and we say what we want, and we literally, like, our sponsors are on our wavelength, so they vibe with it.
Within reason.
Other people won't even
really
acknowledge we exist because we're not kissing ass.
You know, the most thing about most building trades people is they would probably use the word spastic. Yeah, but if they saw someone mentally retarded, or is that the right word? Is that the correct word? If they saw someone like learning difficulties, something like that, they're probably the most likely person to put someone in the tin. You know what I mean?
You're never going to call an actual person with mental problems a spastic, are you?
No, but I get gay people I know call me gay. I don't know if that's more offensive because they are gay calling me gay. Does that make it more offensive or less offensive? Or does that make it more acceptable?
You know what? We're not touching this subject.
But I'm just saying, like, they're just
You can say it on your own channel.
They're just words. No one cares. No, no one's ever. I don't think I've ever used the word meaningfully in my life. Like when I say your mum's dildo on the internet, I don't know if anyone knows. I don't mean your mum's dildo. It's like, but people just get upset about it. People need to chill the fuck out. Like Frankie Ball's popular, and he's like Frankie Ball's popular. What's the other one's name as well? Jimmy Carr. They're funny. Get over it. Get over it.
Listen, I'm a big believer in just be who you are, say what you're going to say, and as long as the intent behind it isn't to be nasty at someone else's expense. It doesn't matter. If you take offense on someone using a word that offends only you in a very particular context, then that's on you. But if the person saying it isn't saying it in a nasty way about a group of people, it doesn't matter. It's like if you do something dumb, say we're working together and you do something dumb and I go, that is so dumb, you're spaz. Do you know what? You're not going to be angry at me for using that word. You're going to be like, bruv, I know it's dumb. What can I do? Do you know what I mean? It's like
there's a brilliant piece that I was referring people to. It's a New Zealand guy, I think he might be Australian, long hair at the Apollo. Just Google comedian offensive. And he's like, offensive, it doesn't matter, is it? Like, I find boy bands offensive, but when I ring the police and say they're on the telly again, no one does anything. But
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
that's why I don't work for the general public, because I don't want to go around it, because I offend them more. So I work with other engineers and other tradesmen. So I suspect there's some people who heard some of the conversation that maybe we have, or I have with my military friends, did roll over and die in the middle of the street, but I keep it for the environment.
What
But
about
yeah,
your engineering friends?
sometimes we discuss really rude words like millimeters and inches. But I don't know. I don't know why people get so offended. I don't think there's any need for it. You get upset over people doing stuff. I mean, if I went balls deep on what offends me at the minute in the world, this podcast would get cancelled.
Can I just say something? Look at the state of him.
What?
How are you that drunk off of 3 or 4 beers?
I'm not that drunk.
You are. You're battered.
I'll come round your ass now and knock you the fuck out, you fat cunt.
On that note, the Electricians Podcast. We are out.
That was in the script. It was in the script. It was in the script.
Right, listen, guys. Thank you so much. I know it was a off the cuff one this evening.
I'll knock you out, you fucking dickhead.
Next week we've got a big
I'm
drop
not coming next week, Sam. I'm not coming next week, Sam. You fucking dick.
Right, watch this. Boom. So next week we are next week we've got a big drop. Jumpers are dropping next week. 1 jumper, 1 hoodie dropping next week. Look at the state of it. And not just that, we've got some big episodes coming. Not next week, I don't think. The week after, we've got a massive Sharvin, a new announcement. We've got a Sharvin episode talking about the history and where it's all going. It's a big one. See you there. Bye.